Hello, today we're going to start our next unit, which is insurance basics and risk management. First things first is you need to take the pretest in Canvas if you have not done that already. Okay, so right here in Canvas, insurance vocabulary pretest, you need to take that. If you haven't, stop this video right now, go take the pretest, and then continue the video. All right, next we're going to jump right into some notes. So if you would like to, you may open up the risk management and insurance basics notes. They look like this. Okay, we are just going to fill out the first page, which is talking all about risk, what is risk, how it applies to the insurance world, and why we need to be aware of it. Once we complete that, next class period, we'll start talking about some of those insurance vocabulary words that you probably saw in your pretest. So go ahead and open these up, move them to Notability, or they are a Google Doc right now. Get situated, so pause the video, and then we will continue the lecture. All right, risk management and the insurance basics. So before we jump right into the notes, you won't see this on your notes, but first we need to define what a peril is. A peril is anything that can cause a loss. It is serious and immediate damage. The other side of this is a hazard, which is just a condition or a situation that increases the likelihood a peril is going to happen. So for example, a car accident is the peril, right? It's a loss no matter what, whether it's physical damage, whether it's medical damage, okay, it's a peril. The hazards would be maybe driving in unsafe road conditions, not passing driver's ed or taking driver's ed, driving under the influence, not wearing my seatbelt, driving with bad tires, okay? So all of those different hazards could increase the likeliness of a peril, a car crash happening. So here are some examples of perils. For each peril, we just need to ask ourselves the question, what type of insurance exists for that peril? What hazards are out there that increase the risk of that peril specifically happening? And are there any ways to prevent or avoid the peril? So we have fire, car crash, death, flood, an illness, a hurricane, earthquake, a home accident. All of these are perils, but all of them we can purchase insurance for in order to shift the risk. So your first box on your notes is what is risk? Risk is just a chance of a loss. That is the most simple definition. Risk is a part of life. Every day that you wake up and then before you go to sleep, you have encountered several different risks. Some of them insurable, some of them uninsurable. It plays a huge role in insurance. Underwriters who work at insurance companies study applicants, assess their risk, and then compare their risk to the whole group, and that helps determine how much that applicant is going to pay for insurance. Most consumers purchase insurance in order to shift a lot of common risk. Most consumers purchase car insurance, health insurance, life insurance, sometimes disability insurance, right? There's all different types of insurance out there that consumers purchase. So how do we manage risk? Well, two things, emergency savings and insurance. Emergency savings is just 6 months of income that we have personally saved up in a savings account, in an investment, somewhere where we're not touching it unless we absolutely need to. The other is insurance, which is a purchased asset by a consumer that we pay for up front, and then we are covered for a specific amount of time in case a peril is to happen. If a peril happens, then we're able to shift the risk, and insurance helps us pay for it financially. So risk management, there are two types. We can have a pure risk, which there is absolutely no chance of a gain. So any of those perils that we talked about earlier, fire, flood, car crash, home accident, hurricane, earthquake, all of those would be pure risk. There is insurance available for us to purchase, which then helps us shift the risk and financially recover quicker. There's also a speculative risk, which means it could result in a loss or a gain. So opening a business, we could make profit or we could incur loss. We could gamble right? You could win big or you could lose big. We could play the lottery. You could win big or you could lose the amount that you paid for your ticket. So it could result in a loss or a gain. Unfortunately, this is not insurable. So we cannot go purchase insurance to go gambling, or we cannot purchase insurance to go play the lottery. All right, so pure risk, insurable, perilous, speculative risk, uninsurable, normally up to the consumer's choice to put themselves in that risk. Indemnification is a vocabulary word that you probably have not heard of before, and it simply means to return back to the same financial situation. So let's say I was in a car accident, my car got banged up, and I had some medical bills. What indemnification means is whatever financial situation I was in before that car crash, after insurance and everything else goes through, I'm back to that same financial situation afterwards. So I didn't gain any money from insurance and I didn't lose anything from the peril. That is indemnification. All right, last part of your notes here. How do we handle risk? There's 4 options. We can completely avoid it, which is staying away from it, absolutely. So back to the car accident or car wreck situation. Maybe I don't drive. Maybe I take public transportation. I carpool. I ride my bike. I walk. Okay. I could reduce the risk. Maybe I take driver's ed. I wear my seatbelt. I do not drive under the influence or drive while I'm on my cell phone. I drive in safe driving conditions. I make sure my car is up to date and serviced. I could completely assume the risk, meaning I don't purchase car insurance. If I'm in a wreck or something happens, I'm paying for that loss straight out of pocket. Okay, no insurance is involved when I assume it. Or I could shift the risk, which is what this whole unit is about, which is purchasing insurance to cover the loss if it happens. In this case, I could purchase automobile insurance to protect me if I need to shift that risk. Okay, the last thing that you're going to do today in class is do this risk management assignment. So you need to identify 3 risks that you have in your everyday life. Is it serious or is it not so serious? If it is serious, you need to tell me, how are you going to shift it? What insurance is out there for you? What measures could you take to completely avoid it? And how are ways that you could maybe reduce that peril or reduce that risk of actually happening? If it is non-serious, then you have to tell me, how are you going to assume it? Meaning, how are you going to pay for that risk out of pocket? So for example, back to the car accident, okay? That is serious. I'm going to shift it by purchasing auto insurance. I'm going to avoid it if I wanted to by taking public transportation, walking, carpooling. I could reduce it by driving in safe conditions, making sure my car is safe, making sure I'm not driving under the influence or on my phone. Okay, a non-serious risk would be something like playing the lottery, right? I can't purchase insurance. I could avoid it by not buying a lottery ticket. I could reduce it by not going places where lottery tickets are purchased. But since it's non-serious, all I have to tell you is how I'm going to assume it. Well, I'm going to pay for the lottery ticket out of pocket, and that is how I'm going to pay for that loss. All right, so your assignment is in Canvas, right here, risk management process. You just need to open it up. It looks like this. You need to give me 3 risks and then answer the critical thinking question. The last thing that you need to do, which you will do on your virtual day tomorrow or this evening, is I just want you to have a conversation with somebody in your life that has dealt with insurance. It could be a parent, an older sibling, aunt, uncle, grandma and grandpa, bus driver. It doesn't matter to me who you talk to. I just want you to talk to an adult figure about insurance in some facet. So have they dealt with insurance? Is there anything they can teach you or any advice they could give you? And then I just want you to sum up whatever it is you talked about. It could be literally anything. It could be an example, a story, whatever you want to talk about with somebody about insurance. Post it on our discussion board so other people can maybe learn something, and then respond academically to one classmate. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know if you have any questions. Reach out to me in email or you can pop into my Zoom. Thanks.